Hello, welcome back to Trump Health Watch, Health and Happenings. This one is for Saturday, May 25th, 2025. So 5/25/25. Oh, and happy Memorial Day weekend, as happy as it can be considering what we are remembering. And all my love to those who have given their service. Right there. Okay, so the force is in motion for the day. He's celebrating and has, maybe some arm candy around him. It's upright, so I can't say anything wrong with the on the level of health, except, there's overindulgence. There's probably a little bit of overindulgence going on here. The challenge for the day with him is to not pay attention to bad news coverage, to negative news that he doesn't like getting. And I finally figured out why he's always bagging on ABC. And I posted it in the community section, or it's actually called Posts now, if you want to look at the article that ABC put out in 2020. And it was basically, I think 17 or 18 women, I think there were 17, that had come forward in regards to sexual assault with Trump over the years. And you could imagine that there were probably 5 times more than that just didn't come forward, being the nature of what it is. So, at least, and if it's not bad news, at least with Saturn and Sag, we're dealing with, when it comes to in a challenge position, we're dealing with limitations on his direction in life. So, on the body level, not doing so well with exhaustion, not doing so well with incontinence. He has obstacles there. He's bullying people, most likely women around him, the ones that will stick around him for whatever, selfish means they may have. Or maybe there's that's not a spy card, but I don't know. Who would want to party with him? Ugh. Okay. Wowzers. The sun reversed is terrible when it comes to health. This is in the morning. And the Justice card isn't any good either because, let's just go one at a time. So with the sun, this is a lack of, because the card upright is the highest energy card in the deck. The second highest card is this one right here, the Ace of Wands. But so we're talking, reduced vitality, heart issues, spinal issues, problems maybe in the pancreas because we're talking solar plexus. When it's reversed, it's a lack of success at the very least. And on the worst, it's a breakdown of the bodily systems. What am I saying? Systems, bodily systems. But the symptoms can bring through, if I were to go with that word, because often when I make mistakes with words, I'm supposed to go there for some reason or another. But one of the symptoms can be depression when we have the sun reversed. So, okay, now our Justice card is, of course, you can say ruled by Libra. So Libra rules the lower back. And, it's one of the karmic cards. It has to do with truth. And the truth is obviously coming out about his poor health. That's just all I see on the news. And, at least the news that I watch. And then also in what I see on YouTube. They're constantly, they're tracking him, just like I'm tracking this, and for those of you who like the tarot, love the tarot, and want to learn more, this is a great way to learn the health meanings in the cards. And for those of you who keep telling me to read on something else, every fucking Thursday, man, 20 questions, 18 to 20 questions in my live stream. Okay, you can add to that. by going to the post section and putting in your questions, or you can drop a question in anywhere, and I'll pull it out and read on it if it's something I want to read on. But don't tell me what to read on, okay? Now that I've said that, you're probably not going to want to ask me a question ever again. You're probably going to unsubscribe, but that's just fine, because don't tell me what to do. I'm 70, almost 71 years old. No one likes being told what to do at any stage over their second Saturn return, okay? Just think about it. Okay, now that I've got that off my chest. So Libra is wanting balance in the body system. Well, with him, the Sun card reversed, he's not getting that. What he's getting, though, is the truth coming out about him and the fact that he's very unbalanced, and he's taken over the DOJ, with Pam Bondi in charge as the AG. My goodness. And with what Kristi Noem's doing with the Homeland Security, position she's in, and all these other terrible people that he has. The gal that's in charge, what's her name, Linda McMahon, that's the Secretary of Education. And then he's getting advice from Laura Loomer. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that. So part of his health problem is the fact that he has been such an abuser of the legal system all his life. But sticking with just the health is his lower back and kidneys. Okay. Yeah, but cause and effect, the law of karma. Now, the Ace of Wands and the Chariot card. Now, this is interesting. So this is more midday, and but these two cards are the strongest, right? So remember, he's trying to have fun and celebrate. Maybe he's, making that stupid plan for his parade, because this card reminds me of his June 14th, his parade. It's his birthday. He was born on Flag Day, so he's trying to make it something bigger and trying to make it a big old army parade. And so that's what he's going for. But maybe the U.S. taxpayers don't need to spend $49 million, 45 or 49. I've seen different figures in different places. For him to have a parade on his birthday, like our dear leader. God. And on the bodily systems with Cancer, it rules the stomach, and stomach and chest. It's not reversed, but I do feel like this is I really just do feel like it's about his parade plans. Because we've got the celebration card here, we also, this is moving forward, like vehicles on the streets and around Washington, D.C. But just to go through the health levels, because a lot of us are learning here. But with the Ace of Wands, this is a person's, whether or not they have good energy or not, or erectile dysfunction or not. It's not reversed, so I can't say anything much about it today, other than he's very motivated for that parade. On the health level, when it comes to the Chariot, well, the traditional meanings, which kind of fall in line with the health, and just to go over that, it's about staying centered in so that your willpower, your will is aligned with service, and love. It's like if our ego is aligned with love, we're not going to make mistakes very often, because we're going to go slow, we're going to be peaceful, we're going to be, holding space for other people. He doesn't do any of that, and this is just about him and his negative will to get what he wants. And and on the health level, I think if we combine these two cards together, I get the feeling of too much energy going into his stomach. Okay. It's not reversed, so I can't really say much more. Okay, now we have, this has to be Elon, or as Libby calls him, Fleon. We had some funny emails going back and forth last night. So anyway, thank you for that, Libby. I really appreciate you. So, okay. I'm still cracking up. The King of Cups reversed. Now, this could be, I'm thinking it's Fleon, and he's left. You know, he's left and he's doing his own thing, and he's definitely feeling regret over the fact that he aligned himself with Trump and let all his craziness come out, and we all know who he is now. Yeah, when it comes to health, though, because I have to stick with that meaning as well, this is somebody who's untrustworthy and who's been a very bad advisor, and also someone who's an addict and selfish and emotionally unstable. And again, on the level of health, it's stomach and digestive system. So I really feel like this is Leon, Elon, Elmo. Oh, we don't want to bag on Elmo, do we? I don't know. I just like Fleon the best. If we want to take it a little further, Kash Patel is a Pisces, so that's another water sign man. And then Howard Lutnick, Secretary of Commerce, is also a Cancer, like Elon. But I think that this is Elon. Now, if you guys have news about what Kash Patel is doing, sneaking around behind the scenes, or advising Trump about, or even Howard Lutnick, you know, Secretary of Commerce, you let me know, because we're all going to be right, probably. Okay, now the Six of Wands is usually a card of, you know, victory and being seen and, you know, by the public and getting the attention, which, you know, he's nothing but what's his face? Trump is nothing but an attention whore. So, you know, he's got some victory and some success going on there, is what I'm feeling like. This is one of the rare cards in the deck that doesn't have any bad health aspects. So maybe this card is really just a clue to add to this card here. That's what it seems like to me. So even though this person is a bad, you know, advisor and is an addict and emotionally unstable, so it's gotta be Fleon. And he's getting away with it now. He's getting a lot of attention. It has to be him. But he's still young enough to get away with stuff, you know, because he's not old enough to, well, he could have at some point he very well at some point could have you know, overdose of some type or something that causes him major problems that way. And then if it were reversed, like I would say, this person would have a major fall from grace. But Elon's not there yet. That's not happening totally yet. What he's losing now, the fall from grace for him now, is financially, and he's trying to repair that. Okay, we also have whoa, things are getting worse for Trump. This is the late evening. So Sunday, I mean, he's Saturday, Sunday, although he's been partying. Remember, he had the big old crypto party, meme, whatever. Don't think it did very well. But Sunday night, this is not a person who's upright. This is being suspended in a way where you're having to let go of something. On the levels of health, it's our lymphatic system. It controls the right side of the brain and the feet. So his feet, he's not doing so well with his feet. Maybe what's going on is, maybe literally this is him lying down with his feet up above his heart, trying to get rid of the edema. You know, because we can often, always, often or always, we can often, I can't say both. Usually when a person says always or never, we're in duality. So I'll just say often. often we can read the cards literally. So, okay. What else? Because the head's down, I mean, sometimes, well, it didn't come through reverse though. This is in the upright position, so I can't really go into the reverse meaning, so I'll let that go for now. But we know the dude's an addict. We know he poisons himself on a daily level, or daily, just habitual. He's self-medicating and all that fun stuff. And then with the combo of these other cards here, though, it has to do with him feeling betrayed by Elon, or Elon feeling betrayed by him. And, because if it were reversed, then this would be a cult leader, this would be a cult member as well. But, okay, let's focus here, because this is even more important. So, excuse me, with the strength card reversed, we've got weakness. We have psychological problems. We have a person acting from their unconscious psychological problems and their narcissism, and him, because he's a malignant narcissist, a born psychopath. This is my card for predatory nature, predatory actions coming from an unconscious place of his own psychological problems. But besides weakness, we're in the realm of exhaustion and boredom. Maybe this is him thinking he's going to get what he wants with his parade, because physically, when I look at these two cards, I think parade. I'm sure you guys would too. But no matter what he gets, in the outer realm, nothing is going to make him happy. Nothing is going to make him feel better, because you have to get that from doing a lot of deep soul process work, and he's never done any of that, so it's not going to happen this lifetime. Maybe. Whoa. Okay. On the bottom with the foundation, or these two cards relating to the foundation of the reading. With the Tower, well, goodness, I would feel like there's some big experiences that are going to shake his belief system, and he's going to be shocked. Maybe there's a big disaster. Maybe there's a big health breakdown. It's definitely a card of sudden change. And what it can be too is like structures of those, the religious extremist broken down, like blown apart. And then with the Five of Wands, this is him struggling to be on top. Things are falling apart and breaking down. But, it's not reversed, so I can't say he's self-imploding on the health level, but with it upright, this is things around him breaking down is what I'm getting. And he's struggling to be on top, and I don't think that this is not going to work, right? Oh, this is our card for the desperate need for approval, and his own destructive attitudes, and his need to win and always be on top, It's not reversed, so I can't say, well, you know what? Because when this card's reversed, things are actually better than upright. It's one of those cards, it's like the Five of Pentacles, where you want to, we always want the truth, right? But when it comes through reverse, we're feeling better because we know that things are on the mend and going in a better direction. So with the health issues with this card, because it's Saturn and Leo rules the heart. And Saturn will bring through the lessons that the heart needs to experience. So I'm feeling like this is heart issues. And it's also our card for chronic fatigue. And, you know, I mean, if you want to look for exhaustion and fatigue through the tarot, it's going to be the Sun reversed and the for the majors, Sun reversed and the Strength card reversed, and then with the Five of Wands, yeah. The only thing that'd get better is if we had the Five of Pentacles too. But if I had more cards coming through, it's, oh God, he's working for the devil, and he's tired of that relationship. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe even the devil wants to kick him out. Whew. Okay. God. That's all I have for today. Take good care, you guys, and have a wonderful holiday again and wonderful weekend. Take good care of yourselves. Okay, bye.